Uh, yeah, it gives me immense pressure to be part of this keynote address in the national conference, one-day conference. Uh, I believe this is actually to sensitize the researchers and participants regarding the research culture where technology, AI can be used in technology and commerce. I would be touching upon the aspects of science and technology, though it's very difficult to classify science and technology separately. Ma'am gave a big introduction of myself, but I would just like to put two words here in my introduction. One is just that I am a collaborator and I'm a learner. So these two are the characteristics which actually uh, maybe actually push us towards more towards research, and this is what we are focusing upon. I'm just sharing my screen, and I would just like to start my presentation. Somebody is raising the hand. Any? Yeah, I hope the screen is visible.
Yes, sir. It's visible, sir.
Fine. So like AI in science and technology. Now, before coming to this topic, I would just give a background of what we were doing earlier pre-COVID and what we are right now pursuing, that is post-COVID. So pre-COVID, a lot of challenges were there as far as education is concerned, as far as overall uh, evolution of AI in science and technology is concerned. Because there were a lot of limitations of technology usage because there was no need for that. People were going for offline transactions more. People were going for a lot of such things where physical dealings were there rather than anything automated. So after COVID, people started looking at this dimension in a different manner. Like as per the statistics of government itself, that 80% of the people have switched to digital payments post COVID. So this is something where it can help us in a big way, though it is not directly related to science and technology, but it can help us in a big way because whatever infrastructure needs to be developed, whatever technology needs to be developed. So there's a lot of expense to be done by the government also and different other companies also, corporates also, towards investment in science and technology using AI. So for this, actually, the first step was that we are looking at this aspect where government is getting all the digital payments, so all the taxation, everything is being done. So there is a lot of tax collected now, which will help government to invest in these technologies. And government has also understood the need. People have understood the need that we need to invest in automation. So that is why AI comes in the picture, and AI in science and technology is a domain which is going to be the game changer ahead also. Like we had a video during COVID doing the rounds when we were looking at vaccinations going on. So in India, basically, we had this system where we were standing in a queue. We had to take a token. We were standing in queues, and then many people said that in that queue also people were very close, physically standing very close, and due to that also some person who was not knowing that he is affected by COVID, he may have passed on the COVID to somebody else. So this all reasons were there due to which actually this video was very pertinent, wherein in a foreign country, a humanoid robot was going to the house, knocking on the door. When a person opens the door, scans the image of that person, compares it with the person who was supposed to be vaccinated from that house. If that is matching, then the humanoid robot takes the vaccine out from the toolkit and then gives the vaccine. And this was the whole trend that was pursuing. So, like, this was an automated version of the vaccination campaign that we did. So this probably will take some time to come to India, but yeah, this was a game changer because we thought that okay, healthcare can be automated, vaccination can be automated. So this is the background through which I'm actually going to start my session. I would just like to focus upon AI because I understand it's a mixed batch of participants. So some may be IT related, IT savvy, some may not be having the IT related knowledge. So I'm just going to give you an introduction to what is AI. What are the key terms like machine learning, deep learning, reinforcement learning. All these terms I will just give you an overview. I'll not go into the technical terms. A need for artificial intelligence, and then basically in these research areas, there are a lot of research areas in healthcare, science and technology where uh, AI is being used. So AI in medical imaging is one very emerging field. AI-based medical imaging tools, cancer detection using AI, and image processing research areas. And also, I would like to focus upon what are the different trends in research that is going to be there. Now, before going on to AI, actually, what is AI and why is it used? Why is AI so much preferred? We have Chat GPT, a lot of new terms coming up. But what is the relevance of AI? Where are the use cases of AI? So I've just listed out some use cases for your reference. First one is in travel. If there's a dynamic pricing that happens in travel, suppose I'm booking an air ticket to fly from here to Bangalore or from here to any other state or any other country. Now, based on when I'm booking the ticket, if I'm booking in lot more in advance, then I'll get a lower price because the price is dynamically controlled. So that is using AI. Predicting the flight delay, that is also actually uses AI. So a lot of AI related applications are there in the aviation sector, in the travel sector. Marketing sector also cross-selling. This is very much used by banks also right now. Nationalized banks are also using this to very good effect, wherein they are trying to cross-sell products. Suppose SBI is the State Bank of India. They have a lot of related sister concerns like mutual funds is also there, insurance is there, general insurance is there, loan department is there in SBI. So all these are related and they try to cross-sell products to the same customers based on the customer's preferences. We can stop customer churning from one bank to another. Suppose I have taken a loan from SBI. Now, if there may be a prediction mechanism wherein based on my patterns, uh, the SBI can give me such a scheme so that I don't churn to another home loan bank like IDBI or ICICI Bank, etc. So these are kind of schemes can be calculated, can be devised, and can be given through AI. So these are all some aspects of AI. Right now, sentiment analysis is very much taking place in social media. Social media, there's a lot of digital marketing taking place. Like people are aware about what your preferences are. IBM had done such an experiment where there was a video which surfaced where IBM is conducting an experiment. It was successful up to 98% with 98% accuracy. Where an elderly lady, she's standing in the street and she wants to buy a toy. Now she doesn't know whether to buy it physically. She was just trying an app. So through that app, she was trying to select a toy. Now immediately in the background, some processes were taking place. Like within a few seconds, or rather less than a minute, the entire social media of that lady, elderly lady, was scanned, and the report generated to the admin or to the concerned person, wherein or to the algorithm it was feeded, wherein the entire process, like whose birthday is it? Is it some kind of occasion? What occasion is it? Is it a birthday? So normally toys are given on birthday to children. Now, this children is a grandchild of that lady, or is it some relative child, etc., neighbor child? All these aspects were uh, scanned through social media, and that report was generated, and that details were submitted to the algorithm. Based on that, the algorithm was working, machine learning algorithm, and it actually gave a kind of a choice to the lady that if it is like suppose if the lady is selecting a toy for her grandson or granddaughter, then accordingly that kind of costly toy would be shown. So this is social media marketing which we are talking about. And on top of that, there was one more thing where if, in case the expressions of the lady were also being recorded, and that was being monitored by the algorithm. If the face expressions are not positive enough, then different choices were shown, right? And still, if there are some problems, then a customer care executive called up the lady and talked to her. So this is the kind of business analytics that is going on with the help of machine learning. Self-driving cars, automation cars are taking place. Pilotless aircraft, drones, etc. are in the picture. Healthcare related, lot of things. I'll be talking more about healthcare today in my session. Disease prediction, medication effectiveness, discount offering, demand forecasting, all these things related to sales and healthcare can take place. And credit insurance, selling insurance also can be a very big use case of AI. So AI is used in a big way. I've just tried to list some major portions over here. Now, what is machine learning? Like you may be getting recommendations. If you buy something, or if you go to Amazon, you try to buy something through Flipkart, etc. Any such, you get recommendations. Now that recommendation is based on your internet history, based on your history of purchase. You will be shown related products. That persons who bought the Java book also preferred to buy the Python book. So Python recommendations come. So this is something which we call as machine learning implementation. Now this is a brief history of artificial intelligence in general. It started from 1950s, 60s, 70s, and in 2000 we were actually learning. When I was studying, I was learning uh, basics of theory of AI. We did not implement AI in practical. Now entire thing has changed, and now practical implementation of machine learning and deep learning is taking place, which are subsets of AI. So what is machine learning? What is AI? AI is basically any technique that enables computers to mimic human intelligence. Human being thinks in a certain manner. Now, these machines are trained in such a manner that they think like human beings. They use the logic, if then rules, decision trees, machine learning, deep learning, everything is combined in AI. Now, what is machine learning? What makes it separate is that machine learning is where uh, we actually go for getting the kind of a set of you can say attributes, and based on that the prediction is made, or the classification is done, or the clustering is done. So this is actually called machine learning. Deep learning is where you don't need the attributes, the machine will generate the attributes on its own, and then this is a part of reinforcement learning, you can say. So deep learning is somewhere where human intervention is very less. In machine learning, human intervention is there to a certain extent. So this is the classification in particular machine learning. If I try to classify, I have supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and semi-supervised learning. I'll come to that portion in the next slide. Then you have reinforcement learning, which is very much in deep, and then deep learning. So in deep learning, we have CNN and RNN, which is again uh, very much close to the research area that I'm working on. So that there's a lot of research that is going on in that domain. Now, this is what I was talking about, supervised learning and unsupervised learning. These are the two types of learning which we have. Now, in supervised learning, we already have, suppose if I want to predict whether any particular customer should get a loan or not, yes or no, forecasting, right? Whether that customer is a good customer or a bad customer, then that kind of results can be gained through supervised learning, where certain qualities are there, and based on that we go to a label set, yes or no, which you call as a class. Valid, invalid, yes, no, these are classes. So that supervised learning is being used. And unsupervised learning is where actually we don't have any predefined notion. We may want to have similar characteristics people, or similar characteristics objects, or similar characteristics locations identified and put into one cluster. So that clustering is a part of unsupervised learning. So we'll just see that these are some of the use cases, as I told you, that where supervised learning is used and unsupervised learning is used. Now, supervised learning is used where you want to go for customer retention, image classification, diagnostics. All these are use cases of supervised learning. Unsupervised learning is where you have some recommendations coming up, clustering of certain related objects. Suppose if I say that I want to see the COVID, what is the flow of COVID, which type of characteristic people are they affected more, then I can use clustering for that approach, that is unsupervised learning. So these all are the aspects which we are focusing upon. So as I told you that machine learning, we have labeled data and we have this, based on this labeled data, we are applying the machine learning algorithm and we are creating a model, and based on that model, we are going for prediction. So this is machine learning in short, in simple words. So supervised learning, as I've already discussed, learning with a labeled training set. That is, we want to classify label emails. Suppose if I say you're getting emails into your inbox, you want to classify them into separate components. That okay, education related, maybe entertainment related, and you can classify it through supervised learning. Whereas in unsupervised learning, it is based on some patterns that we try to classify it. We call it as clustering. So clustering similar document based on text in that particular document. So that is called unsupervised learning. In simple words, if I say we are from the education fraternity, so if suppose I say that there are 60 or 120 admissions in my BTech program, now how do we uh, classify them into classes? That okay, this 60 would be in the first class, this 60 would be in the second class. So for that, what you will have to do is that you will have to work on some kind of fundamentals. That okay, suppose if I want to have 60, then there should be some set of rules on the basis of which the classification is done. Suppose should I go for um, alphabetic order wise, date of admission, what should be the criteria, merit list, what should be the criteria of classifying them into particular order. So suppose if I say division 1 and division 2, who would be into division 1, who would be into division 2. So that classification can occur through supervised learning. There is a set of rules are there. In unsupervised learning, based on the patterns or based on the characteristics, we try to put them into separate components. So that's called unsupervised learning. And reinforcement learning, where we actually learn to act based on feedback or reward. That means any feedback is coming, based on that the machine is itself actually reorienting itself, and that learning is called reinforcement learning. So this is something which are the basics of AI. As I told you, machine learning and deep learning. In deep learning, we go for mainly reinforcement learning, where the attributes are automatically taken by the machine, identified the machine. Whereas in machine learning, we provide the attributes, and then based on that attributes, the classification or the clustering is done. So this is what I was talking about. In machine learning, the input is there. Feature extraction is done by manually or by a program, and then the machine learning classification is done on the model, and then whether it is identified whether this image is a car or not a car. So this is the output. So here, this step is there of feature extraction, that is removed, that is automated into this deep learning model. So here, based on the input, immediately there is no feature extraction done manually here. It is automated, and based on that, the classification is done whether it is a car or not a car. So this is the output that is being generated. So here we have many layers being formed. So this is deep learning is a little bit more complicated compared to machine learning. As I told you, we can classify cherry and tomatoes through machines. There are some features like size, type of stem, etc., based on which this classification is done. So this is possible for classifying tomato and cherry without manual intervention. In deep learning, actually these features are extracted by the machine itself. So there is direct classification into cherries and tomatoes separately. Now coming on to after the introduction of AI, machine learning and deep learning, I would like to go on to the what are the challenges right now, because there are 17 sustainable development goals which are called UN Sustainable Development Goals. So these goals are very important because right now most of the problems that we are facing are related to these goals. So like if I talk about climate change, climate action, right? Good health and well-being, that is healthcare, quality education, gender equality, clean health, water and sanitation, sustainable cities and which we call as smart cities and smart villages. So all these are part of the sustainable development goals that have been laid down by the UN. So are we contributing in terms of AI related or technology related advancement in these particular sectors? So that is a very important challenge. And for researchers, these 17 sustainable goals are very important. How can AI contribute towards the first goal, that is no poverty, zero hunger, second goal, good health and well-being? And we'll discuss some of these today. All we cannot discuss in the limited time, but we'll discuss some of these today. Sustainable cities and communities. So that would be discussed. Then we have like climate action. We have agriculture related growth. That is again coming towards recent work and economic growth, affordable and clean energy. So all these are concepts which are going to be very important for research from a research perspective also. So AI related research is going on all these areas. Healthcare is one of the primary area where a lot of work is going on. Now these were UN sustainable goals. Now when we talk about India, we have a smart city concept. Now in a smart city concept, these are the solutions, smart solutions which are required. So can AI contribute towards this? This is very important. Now, this is across sectors. It's not just science and technology, it's across all sectors. It is towards e-governance also. How can we help the government using AI to provide solutions for e-governance and citizen service? Suppose I am a citizen here, I find that there is a pothole in my locality. How do I give my grievance to the government? So can there be any mechanism for that? So there can be some web-based solution, app-based solution for that, and how it will be monitored. So that again, for this monitoring and redressal, we have AI coming in the picture. Video crime monitoring, again here along with AI, image processing also comes into the picture, how image is captured and how it is processed. So now we are not looking at just AI as one of the solutions. We are looking at collaborative technologies. Now, one of my recent book projects, which is going on with Elsevier, is regarding digital twins for smart cities and smart villages. So we are going to discuss a lot of technologies in that, including AI, machine learning, including IoT, or now it is called actually Internet of Everywhere, IoT, medical imaging. So a lot of things are coming into this domain. So now technology is not going to be limited to just AI. It is going to have a lot of ramifications everywhere, right? Now, e-governance is one area where we need smart solutions, and government needs a lot of solutions. A lot of work is being done on that. Waste management, again, this is very important. Automation in waste management. That we have right now, societies, the structure of collection of waste from societies in India is that if it's a flat or a society system, we have dustbins, bins in our house. We collect the waste in that bins, and then we put the bin outside every day, and that from that bin the society waste is collected by one of the persons appointed by the society for that purpose, and then the municipal corporation vehicle comes, they collect the waste from the society. All this is manual. The society, AMC, or in this case it's Andaman Municipal Corporation. In any case, it is the state, city municipal corporation that is responsible for that. So they collect the waste. Now that is a lot of hazards are there, because there may be waste which may be of different types. They are not classified first of all. So classification needs to be done. Can we have, instead of human intervention, can we have some kind of a different mechanism for that? Like instead of human intervention, we can have it automated. A robot is collecting the waste from the societies. A robot is classifying the waste into different components, where we use machine learning also as one of the processes. Can recycling be done on an automated manner? Can we remove human intervention in this way? The vehicle that is coming to collect, can it be autonomous driven vehicle? All these are challenges which we are looking at. How can we deal with this? Then comes water management. So in water management, we have smart meters and management. Like in lot of societies, they have implemented this, especially in Maharashtra and some societies in Bangalore. They have implemented this where they have smart meters installed in the society. So they come to know who is using more water. Accordingly, the tax is divided among the members. So those people who are using more water, they also come to know that they are wasting water or they need to control the waste. Any leakage identification, if the house is locked, still the water usage is being shown. That means there is some leakage there. So that needs to be done. Preventive maintenance can also be done based on this. So water quality monitoring can also be done. ROs and different waters can be fitted with such mechanisms. So here water management can also be done using AI. So lot of applications which we are looking at in smart cities solutions can be provided. Smart meter, energy meter and management, energy how much we are using. Like most of the societies have installed solar panels in their societies. Now how it is helping them? Are they using renewable as source of energy? So all, everywhere you can monitor, you can know what and how to deal with your usage, how to reduce your usage. So some smart meters are installed, and even government is working on such a mechanism where the companies are providing such mechanisms where the billing will be done based on the peak hours. If you use your AC during the peak hours, your bill would be more. If your AC is being used in the normal hours, then because the load shedding is would be a problem otherwise. So in normal hours, then that the normal charges would be applicable. So that is again going to be giving some kind of incentive to the people on usage of their energy. So energy management is also one domain where a lot of work is going on right now. Urban mobility where smart parking, this is a big solution which has been implemented. One of the traffic signals in Mumbai, they have implemented this. And what they have done is that uh, in the traffic, they found that a lot of noise pollution is there. A lot of people are honking unnecessarily. So they made this experiment where they have a system, a sensor was connected and the AI solution was built up, wherein the traffic signal is connected and the noise ratio from that particular segment is taken, how many horns are being blown, what is the frequency of that, and based on that sound, it was calculated. If it goes above a certain quantity, there was a measurement in hertz basically. So if it goes beyond a particular hertz, then immediately the signal turns red. That means if it is green, it turns red. If it is already red, then the number of seconds is increased. Suppose 60 seconds are still pending for the signal to open, then it would be converted automatically into 180 if the honking is more. So this is one way of traffic management which we can do to reduce honking. And people now realize that okay, honking is not the solution. So they have stopped that. Smart parking solutions. Basically, people park in the middle of the road, sometimes on the sideways, in no parking zones also. So smart parking solution where I can locate my vehicle. I'm going with my vehicle in next 1 or 2 kilometers where the parking is available. So such solutions can be provided. So that is where a lot of work is being done right now. Telemedicine and tele-education also a lot of work is being done because now people don't want to go to the hospitals. They want telemedicine as one of the remedies. So there also a lot of work is being done. So this is what we are talking about. Now, basically, which are the areas where a lot of work in healthcare is required or research is going on? So this is just a share of population age 65 and over, right? Now you will see that Japan has the maximum. And 2014 to 2050, there has been a survey conducted here. 2021, I did not find the survey, so I was not able to attach that in between. But 40.1% people in Japan would be above 65 in 2050. Now, this is a problem because we need to look at healthcare facilities for our senior citizens. So here automation is required. Which country worry the most about healthcare sector? So these are some of the countries. India is very low in the picture, 14%. So Now, post-COVID, the awareness has increased. Now we are looking at 2030 as one of the small milestones as far as healthcare automation is concerned, in 2047 as one of the game changers, where we be totally automated in all the aspects. So, medical crisis is that when people get more old, they are dependent upon government for some kind of benefits. So dependency ratio is increasing. They don't have enough money for that. More and more aged people. So that's a challenge for the country. For India, it will be a challenge because they need more and more resources to be provided to old people. More and more healthcare facilities. Enough doctors are not there. Fewer want to become a doctor going ahead. India, the trend is slightly different here, but yeah, dedicated doctors who want to serve in the villages are less. So worry about healthcare, yeah, that's a major challenge. People don't worry about healthcare. Now, what can AI do here? Can it cut medical costs? Yes. Can it improve the work efficiency? Yes. Can it replace doctors' work? Partially, yes. It cannot replace a doctor, but it can assist a doctor in a lot of medical related solutions. Standardized treatment of patients, that mechanism can be done. We can have robots who are dealing with patients. We can have automated robotic arms which can help or which can take the help of work of the nurse and they can do it. So in such infected wards, nurse or ward boy need not go or doctors need not go. It would be done by the robots. So this is what we are looking at. Now, medical imaging is one big area where a lot of, this is industry-wise, if you just compare, then there's going to be a 41% raise. I will come to that statistics. Organized sector, 41% raise in the spending would be there in medical imaging by 2027 to 2030. So this is going to be an area where a lot of work is going to take place. As I told you that this is 40.3 by 2031 is the organized sector growth that is expected. CAGR expected is huge amount by 2031. I am talking about most of India is healthcare sector is non-organized sector. Medical imaging is non-organized sector. So that would again contribute. So I'm looking at 65% in the case of India. Very few players are there. We need to look at those aspects also. AI-based imaging, medical imaging, a lot of uh, advancements have taken place. We have cardiovascular imaging, lung imaging, neurological imaging, breast imaging. So these are all areas where a lot of research is currently going on. I am myself working on medical imaging using AI for my postdoc. So a lot of work I am doing on this domain. There are few companies which are working on these domains and have provided some products which have been successful enough. I've just listed out 3 or 4 products for your reference. You can go through these products. Quantitative Insights, the company which has provided some products which actually provided a context product that is actually useful for computer aided diagnosis design, breast cancer diagnosis, breast imaging decision support. So all these related issues, because when the patient is coming to the doctor, at that time, first problem is diagnosis. Second problem is once the diagnosis is done, the cost is high. The kind of pain involved is high. So how can we reduce all this? Radiology is at a separate place. Medical facilities are at a separate place. So that all needs to be addressed. So this is a kind of a device which is providing you a lot of solutions in one particular place itself, and they are giving patient management solutions also. Where all this can be directly seen by the patient. If a report is generated, it will be directly visible to the patient and the doctor on their mobile apps. So these are advantages that are being given. Screen Point Medical is one more company which has provided a solution where they are using deep learning. Uh, they have image analysis technology, digital breast tomosynthesis is done. Again, these are medical terms which the company is using, but everything is automated. minimum involvement of human beings in this process except the doctor guidance. Transfer score is there. That score is available to everyone. Decision support solutions are given with the help of AI. Breast cancer detection is done so that timely action can be taken. Then there is one more product, one more company called Pure Metrics, which has provided a product which can use AI, which can use AI in image analysis. Deep learning is also used in cancer screening, diagnosis, treatment, and various other solutions are being provided. So now we are not just looking at AI to provide you some kind of recommendations, but also for decision making. In suppose a report is being generated, a radiologic test has been taken, a report is being generated. Based on that report, all the suggestions will be given, and doctor would be easily able to take a decision based on those suggestions provided by the machine, provided by the device. So this is something where AI is being used in a big way in healthcare sector. Again, Densitas is a product which has been a company which has been into breast image analytics, and they are specializing in that. So they are providing all these facilities in their product. So these are some of the changes that has happened in the research going forward in the area of AI in medical imaging. Now, these are a few experiments that have been done. Two identical black and white pictures of murky shapes sit side by side in a computer screen. Now here we have the computer screen where we have this kind of image side by side. On the left side, actually, there was a radiologist and MD with 15 years of experience and outlined an area where the fuzzy shapes represent what he believes is a creeping, growing prostate cancer. So this is what he has identified on the left side. On the other side, the same for the same image, an AI computer-based program has done the same with the results looking almost identical. See, if you look here, left, left and right hand side, the round image, it almost looks similar. So you can say that artificial intelligence solutions, computer programs can replace or can substitute human uh, expertise because they have been trained in such a manner. So can AI help in cancer detection? Yes. Cancer imaging, like doctors take a lot of, ask a lot of questions and they want answers for that. And they have to convey it to the patient. Is this cancer or a harmless lump? So this is the first question that the doctor needs to answer. If it is cancer, how fast is it growing? How far has it spread? Is it growing back after treatment? So all these are questions which are being asked, and the doctor needs solutions for that. Doctor needs to give answers for that. So AI can actually give all these answers with accuracy, speed, and reliability. So this is where cancer imaging AI is being used. Early detection of cancer, yes, AI can play a very important role in that, and you can take steps to reverse that cancer from growing. So this is something which can uh, be done. So, but yeah, scanning and images, scanning test needs to be done, and periodically, and then the prediction mechanism can be implemented. Now, after detecting cancer, what are the steps need to be taken? So AI model could serve as a virtual expert to guide less experienced radiologists, learning to use multi-parametric MRI. So here again, lot of devices are there. Now these devices are very complicated to operate. Radiology related devices are very complicated to operate. So new people who are joining, who have just completed their studies, they don't have that much practical exposure. So AI can provide them service such as a virtual expert which will help them in guiding those people how to use these machines also. Cancer treatment using AI. So this is also one of the important aspects where AI is being used, right? So how to make the treatment. This is again a combination of improving access to skin disease information. So any kind of there is such an app also which has been devised by one of the research scientists where they what they do is that they use computer vision, AI, and image search capabilities The tool is developed to help individual better research and identify their skin, hair, and nail condition. Suppose if you take a photo of your skin, a particular area, you feed it into the app, then it will give the details of whether your skin condition is healthy, not healthy, whether there is any infection or not. So all these things can be done. So this is where again AI can substitute along with machine vision. We call it machine vision, computer vision, image search capability. So all this can actually enhance the use of AI in detection of skin disease. Now, glaucoma is a very big problem which is affecting a lot of people. Cataract is also one of the mostly elderly people it's affecting. So, age-related degeneration of macular is the third largest cause of blindness across the globe. So, we are working on this domain also where we want such a prediction mechanism to take place which can predict the glaucoma or diabetic retinopathy going ahead. So this is 50 eye diseases can be predicted and can be rather some solution can be provided for stopping the spread of that disease if timely detection is done. So AI is using that particularly, right? See anemia from the detecting hidden signs. So there are a lot of work being going on. I'm not be discussing my work here because my work is still under publication. So I'm not published that. So that is under publication. So I don't want to make it public right now. But yeah, human eye can reveal signs of underlying disease like anemia, condition that affects 1.6 billion people worldwide, causing tiredness, weakness, dizziness. So if the health parameters are feeded, the eye parameters are feeded, eye images are scanned, then AI can help in detection of this condition in advance. So if anemia is long-standing anemia is there, it can affect the people very adversely. So we can have such mechanism which can identify that in advance. Lung cancer can also be predicted in advance. So for that, again, you need to have the images and that needs to be scanned and that needs to be fed into the system. Breast care, of course, we have discussed a lot about that. So we can have a lot of predictions and proper methods, proper steps taken for using AI for detecting and solving breast cancer, diagnosing and solving breast cancer. Now, there is one more area where in the healthcare sector where a lot of people, researchers are working upon. That is to actually predict what is the mental health of the patient. Some people have this problem that they don't get sleep regularly, or they are sleeping, but we don't know whether they're getting sound sleep or not. Some may get up early at 2 o'clock, they may get disturbed sleep. Some may get up at 4 o'clock, possibly they are not getting sleep properly. Some may not get sleep at 2 o'clock also. So there are a lot of concerns. And when they're sleeping also, their mental health needs to be monitored. So there are some devices which can be attached with our human brain and which can detect what is the mental health of that person. So a lot of work is going on that domain. Then we have marine video for environmental monitoring. Again, science is involved here, biological science, and we have environmental science here where we have some kind of prediction for environmental monitoring is required, that undersea, various other places, how the environment is. For that monitoring, again, we have images captured of marine related marine video processing quality. We have videos captured by people who are going underground. They to a submarine also they can capture this. These videos are actually again fed into the system, and then that kind of environmental monitoring is done where you actually predict the response for that. So there are underwater fish detection challenges are taking place. there has been a particular, I have gone through a research paper where 508 images were scanned, were fed into the system, and based on that data set, what are the fish, underwater fish detection challenges that were identified. So, a lot of work is going on underwater also related to environmental science, and this work are involving a lot of challenges. Like first is that if we are taking an image from there or a video from there, we need to have, I mean, such challenges are there because low visibility is there. So we are not able to predict which type of fish it is, what kind of fish ability is there, what is the characteristics. That is not able to be predicted in clearly because low visibility is there. You have various scales given. So based on different scales, the different monitoring is done. So that is a challenge. Cluttered background is there and light related fluctuations are there. So because of this, actually, lot of problems are there as far as such images are concerned. Now, using AI and image processing, such images can be made somewhat monitored. They can be actually captured. There can be a lot of image processing softwares are there on through which these images can be made more legible, made more focused, and then we can actually do this AI processing. So this is also being done on a big way. Coral leaf images can also be segmented. You can identify some kind of fish, some kind of uh, creatures underwater, which are actually not that common, and how we can conserve that, how we can make an habitat which can be more favorable towards them. That can be identified. Then we have egocentric analysis where we have large related uh, data sets which can work on this. We have multiple devices connected here, and based on that, this kind of thing can be done. So, wrist movement, hand and wrist movement recognition to detect any kind of problems in our body that can also be done. So, hand wrist movement recognition can also be done. What would be the next movement? Suppose many times it happens that we have some pain in the particular elbow or joint or wrist anywhere. Then we need to monitor what is our regular usage and what was the prediction mechanism is also given by the system using AI, wherein we are telling the person that okay, if you use your hand in this posture, you will have less problems. So this kind of a mechanism also can be built up. Action anticipation, as I told you, what is the prediction, what will be the future action that we need to do. So many times we are able to predict this, what will be the future action of a person based on the action, prediction, and anticipation by the system. So AI is used in a big way in this also. Gait recognition, again, this is there are a lot of disorders which are especially found in elderly patients, gait related. So that recognition also can be done using AI. So a lot of solutions we can give using AI. How to monitor the progress of the gait, that also can be provided with the help of images which are captured, and then AI processes are there. So AI algorithms can be developed. In Madurai also there has been one Arvind Eye Hospital which performs the highest number of cataract surgeries. There is one doctor who performs highest number of cataract surgeries in one day. He is in the Guinness Book of World Records also for that. So Google has a healthcare arm which is tied up with this Madurai-based Arvind Eye Hospital, and they have devised such an algorithm which can provide 97% accuracy in prediction of eye-related diseases. So this is something where even local hospitals are tying up with global companies to provide solutions. So posture analysis can be done. How to improve your posture, rehabilitation, all this can be helpful using AI. This is a machine learning based healthcare model where you can actually provide a lot of solutions regarding your health, regarding prediction of health, and also this data is being given to can be shared with the government or authorities for monitoring of medical health records, which can actually help them in devising good policies towards healthcare. So this is a machine learning model which we are talking about, wherein the data set is there. There are different data blocks from different places. Yeah, but there are some challenges here that the data should be authentic enough. So primary data from the government can be fed into the system, and then based on that, this model can work. Future farms, again, like smart cities and smart villages is one of the key focus areas of every government. So right now, the problem is that farmers are shown in a very pathetic condition. They are working like toiling on the field. If too less rainfall is there, then there is drought. If too much rainfall is there, then that creates a problem like the crops are affected, crop insurance is not there. So a lot of problems are there for the farmers. That is what our traditional farming mindset is like. But here, what we are talking about in the future farms, which I expect by 2030, 20% of the farms would be like this. And by 2047, we expect 100% of the farms, even small farms, should have some facilities of this kind, wherein the farmer is sitting on his desktop and he's monitoring all the farm sitting over there only. We have smart tractors, which are actually autonomous tractors, driverless tractors, which are doing the plowing here. Field of agri-bots are there, which actually are capable of uh, reducing fertilizer cost, because here the fertilizer sprinkling would be according to the usage. The images are taken, and based on that images, wherever required, only the fertilizer is sprayed. So right now, farmers may be spreading fertilizer everywhere in equal quantity. Somewhere quantity less is required, then that agri-bots identify that and do it. Drones can survey a lot of things and survey the entire characteristics, can be data can be given to the farmer. Farming data is being monitored here by the farmer. We have texting cows where RFID tags have been installed in these cows. And these cows give the data signals regarding what they are eating. That details are also there, and where the cows are going. That location can also be identified. So this is a smart farm which we are looking at in the future. Now, in particularly healthcare, because I'm focusing more upon healthcare in the science and technology sector. So I have just listed out some kind of research related challenges pertaining to healthcare. Now, there are more lifestyle related disorders and diseases. So you need to focus more upon that kind of research. And that is a major challenge, because lifestyle related disorders are very difficult to predict. They are slow poison, you can say. One person who is not walking for 5 years may get some disorder, but that cannot be predicted very accurately. Now we are using technology to predict that. Harnessing advanced health technology. So that is again very important, that how we can use active advanced health technology in the healthcare sector. So for that we need to have technical know-how also about the devices, about the technologies that are increasing, like AI, machine learning, medical imaging. All these are emerging technologies where we need to work. Information and integrated health services. We don't have integrated health services here. Government is not in sync with private. Government hospitals and private hospitals are not in sync. So during COVID, we found that whenever a patient wanted isolated ward, ICU, or oxygen cylinders, we did not know where to find it. So the patient was roaming about from hospital to hospital in a very critical condition. Some people died in the ambulance itself. So these are all the problems, and AI can help synchronize all this. Cyber security is again a major threat, because when everything is getting automated, then security is also required. So AI-based security is also there. Rising healthcare costs is a major challenge, because whenever technology is used, the cost will go up. So how to reduce the cost? That's a major challenge. Payment processing and invoicing challenges are there. How can you make it more secure? Pressure on pharmaceutical prices is definitely there, that you cannot do much. So government has to work on it. Healthcare regulatory changes are required, which again government has to intervene. Healthcare staffing shortages are there, so automation can replace this. to a certain extent, and reduction in automation costs because if robots are going to rule the roost, and we need robots to have be less costly. Like certain schools are in Bangalore, etc. They are using robots, humanoid robots, as an assistant teacher, conduct classes, and students are liking that activity, and they are more interested in the robot teaching. So this cannot replace human teachers, but yeah, robots can play an important role where staff is less. So these kind of challenges are there in research pertaining to healthcare, and this is where I think we need to collaborate more. We need to work with similar people, and research needs to be on the global scenario. So with these words, I'm just ending my presentation, and I'm open to any doubts.